Hello again, it's Simon Marcus, and today I want to share another personal story with you guys that I experienced. One that was quite traumatic. I would say it was even more traumatic than the event that I had when I broke my neck. The reason why I want to share this story with you guys is because I want people to know that mixing a certain drug or chemical with a certain prescription drug called Baclofen is a very bad idea. When I was in my experimental stage, a couple years after I first got injured, I wanted to do some mushrooms, and so I took them, and I'd done them before a couple times, and they always made my body react weird, but I was kind of naive and didn't really think much about it. And one time I went out with my friends and a close cousin, and we got a bag of mushrooms, and I took them, and within an hour after taking them, I ended up feeling really uncomfortable. My whole body was shaking. I was having really severe spasms, and I ended up going somewhere to pass out and woke up to feeling like I was about to die. I came inside, my caregiver came over, slapped me around, and woke me up out of this total trance that I was in. And I don't remember any of this, but what happened is that the Baclofen, which most people with paralysis take in order to reduce spasms, had interacted with the psilocybin in my body that I took through the mushrooms. And that has a very negative effect that creates a more poisonous effect than when it's just the mushrooms alone. What ended up happening is I experienced having a fever of over 108 degrees, and my brain was literally cooking away. It was a very rough experience, and while I went through my brain cooking, I also ended up having both of my lungs collapse, and I stopped breathing, and the ambulance crew had to resuscitate me multiple times to bring me back to life. My mom had to watch as I was carried in a stroller or whatever you call those things with ice, and I was ghost white. I was on the edge of life without a doubt. I really shouldn't be here. And I woke up the next day, and it seemed like I was coming to and things were going to be alright. And over the next 2 months I took a downhill spiral, and I ended up hallucinating constantly, not because I was still on mushrooms, but because my brain had taken so much damage. And I actually had to rebuild my neural connections in my brain to make sense of things. That ended up taking me to the psych ward in Harborview in Seattle, where I was strapped down to a bed and living a nightmare that I don't wish upon anyone in this world. It was a traumatic event, like I said, and I was in there for a month and a half. And over the course of 6 months, it took me that long to have my brain heal to where I felt like I was me again. It was an incredible experience in both good and bad ways, and as amazing as it could be while I was hallucinating stuff, there was some cool shit, I'm not gonna lie. But it was as amazing as it could be, it was equally terrifying. So I just want anybody to know who has paralysis, if you like to experiment with drugs, please don't mix Baclofen with psilocybin. It could kill you, and it will probably change your life forever. Because it definitely did that to me, and I don't wish that upon anyone. So please be careful if you're doing drugs and experimenting. Just be safe and think about what the consequences might be. Alright guys, that's another personal story. Hope you learned something from it. I'll see you next time.